Breaking news, boys. So riots are erupting across Ireland as an African is charged with sexual attack on a 10-year-old Irish child at a migrant center hotel. There are more than 2,000 people there, torching police vans, buses, and trams, and the riots are spreading. But it gets even worse than that. It turns out that the man had an outstanding deportation order because not only did he fail applying for asylum, meaning that he couldn't seek asylum status at all. He did not meet the requirements. He failed the requirements and was supposed to be deported. He not only that, he was being housed and protected by the Irish state. It is absolutely ridiculous to me that we have even come to this point in society where we can all not come together. At least the governments can't come together and decide what's best for the people in a way that the people actually want. It's so clear that this is actually wrong, that the Irish government is in the wrong here, that they protected not only a criminal, an alleged criminal, but someone that they, with an outstanding deportation warrant, they were protecting him. They had him in a migrant hotel, they were protecting him, and it just so turns out that he attacked another person and harmed another person. But of course, the Irish government does what the Irish government does, which is send police to actually try to shut the protesters down because their voices don't deserve to be heard. This is what the Irish are saying. You can see the people are very angry. Yelling, "Get them out, get them out." It's erupting in fires. They're torching police vans. It says, unbelievable scenes from Dublin. Patriots are furious and they're not backing down. This will be civil unrest in Ireland unless the politicians back down and start deporting migrants. This sick experiment needs to stop. We demand our countries back. And they're right to do it. They are. They're absolutely 100% right.
Here at the protest at City West Hotel, where a migrant, an asylum seeker that was supposed to be deported, stayed in the country and raped a 10-year-old Irish girl that was in state care. As you can see, things are massively kicking off here. There's probably well over 1,000 protesters.
Oh, it's insane.
Unfortunately, this isn't the first crime we've seen like this, even in the last year or two. So things are really reaching a boiling point here. I'm here at
this is only going to get bigger as time goes on. This is going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. There are more people arriving today, like literally within this instance, there are thousands of more people arriving at this protest because the politicians in Ireland are refusing to back down and actually admit that what they did was wrong. There is someone with an outstanding deportation warrant. They don't even apply for asylum. They don't even meet the requirements for asylum status. They were refused it, and they still kept them safe in some migrant hotel rather than actually deporting them, and it resulted in a little girl actually being attacked, another person actually being assaulted. It's disgusting what's going on. But of course, over in the UK, you've got Keir Starmer deliberately trying to cover up the grooming gangs. He literally appointed Saban Kaiser to the grooming gang inquiry, which they're holding in their parliamentary debate thing. She previously said this: the framing of childhood sexual abuse as a crime committed overwhelmingly by gangs of brown men against young white girls is destructive, distracting, and irresponsible. Most importantly, it is not based on evidence. That is not fair. It's not evidence-based. It's a cover-up. Yeah, this is the issue. The UK government is fully compromised at this point. At this point, they're done. They're fully compromised. They're bought out by China or somebody else, or Keir Starmer is absolutely just trying to destroy his own nation. That's the only thing that I could even describe to explain this, because how could you continuously deny what the public have proven over and over again? There's only one reason why it actually hit parliamentary floor to even have some grand inquiry about what's going on. It's because the people pushed for it. But the victims are leaving more and more by the day. It's up to like 3 victims have left the inquiry now, calling it a show, saying that their voices aren't being heard. These are direct victims to these grooming gangs in the UK, and because they say that they're happening by brown people, their points are immediately disregarded as bigotry, hatred, and racism, even though they're the victim to what's going on. And over in Japan, you at least have them doing it right, with them finally, you know, the conservative nation of Japan, the misogynist nation of Japan, electing their first female prime minister, leading the world in liberalism. Let's go. Not even kidding. They elected their first female prime minister. She's right wing. She is fully against immigration, like heavily against immigration. Her policies are 1000% immigration. And of course, you got people calling it out. They're saying being anti-immigration in a country with a plummeting birth rate and a third of its population over 65. Yeah, good luck with that. They're not necessarily anti-immigration. They just want to choose who they immigrate so that things like this don't happen. So you don't have young girls being attacked by people that don't have the same values as you, because that's the issue. Whenever you flood your country with people from countries that don't have the same values as you, they will show up and not respect your values. Clearly, we over here do not agree with child marriage, but over in Muslim countries, they just supposedly do. You know, their prophet did it. That's something that they do. And so, of course, whenever they come to the UK or they come to Western civilization, they're going to bring their values with them. And you're not just going to deprogram someone that's of a military man of fighting age that clearly believes that he should be allowed this, and that's his right, and he believes that he can own women underneath Sharia law or something like that. You're just not going to get the same value system from them. So no, it's not necessarily anti-immigration. It's pro-Western ideology. It's pro-Western societal values is what it is. And these people cannot even accept that. They can't admit it. They continuously attack it. And of course, her first policy was to make mass deportations the first policy. So let's go. Yeah, how can you not be jealous? This is what the UK needs. This is what Ireland needs. This is absolutely what the Western society needs, is someone like this that will actually stand up and say, hey, these people don't represent our values. They're endangering our citizens. They're like wolves in sheep's clothing. They're trying to appear that they're asylum seekers, that they're running from trouble, and then they show up and bring all of these problems with them, and they want to not only attack your values but force your values on the people of that nation. And it's disgusting. There is no place in Western society for Sharia law, children being attacked by African migrants that absolutely should have been deported a long time ago with an outstanding deportation order because he had already been refused asylum multiple times and was being protected by the state. Okay, Ireland is 1000% based for at least for standing up for this, for going and actually doing something about it, protesting, because Ireland is 1000% done. But of course you got the Irish state literally putting out riot shields to go and try to shut the protesters down because they don't believe that the people's voices should ever be heard. And of course, the UK Keir Starmer, old North Korea Starmer, doesn't either. Appointing someone like Sabah Kaiser, who says that just because the victims tried to claim that it was brown men doing it against them, that it's not, it's destructive to what's actually going on, and it's irresponsible for the victims to say that it was a group of brown men that did this to them. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? These people don't even belong in Western society at all. They don't have Western societal values. This person doesn't belong in charge of anything at all, and Keir Starmer deliberately trying to cover this up just shows that they are the ones that actually caused this problem. I mean, it's insane. It is ridiculous. Since when are we going to actually have governments and leaders that represent what the people want, which is at least for laws to be enforced, for immigration to at least have some kind of stipulation that you must apply and actually not be a potential terrorist? Like, are we joking here? Is this is this the end of society as we know it? I don't think so, but I think we're coming for a big change. And I think the new prime minister of Japan, it just shows you how bad people want this, that this is the first woman prime minister in Japan. She ran on this, and of course she won because her policy was the best. Okay. None of that social agenda politics with the suicidal empathy and overly emotional charged language. None of that. She ran on the policy that the people wanted, and would you look at that? She won. Isn't that amazing? Isn't that a miracle? Maybe, our politicians could learn a thing or two, that maybe if you just run on what the people want, then you'll get you'll get elected by the people. Like, Jesus, they don't need to try to brainwash us in this way to support these globalist agendas and this multiculturalism lie that if we import people from countries and nations that don't have the same values as us, that they'll just, they'll slowly adopt the Western societal values, and it'll change their life, and then they'll go home and they'll change their countries back home too. Like, are we joking here? They're not doing that. They were never gonna do that. It never worked. They tried it with China in the past, and China still became some communist state. Okay. All right, boys, that's going to be it for me. I love all of you. I am moving at the moment. If anybody wants to know, I'm literally moving at the moment, which is why videos are so sparsed apart. But at least during me moving, I get to see the globalist agenda collapse before our eyes. So that's fucking fantastic. Anyways, boys, I love all of you. GG's, boys. Peace.